Thanks for having me.
Yep. Andy Totten joins us now. He is McHugh Construction's Vice President of Sports Entertainment and Special Use. Let's find out a little bit about this business in the Chicagoland area. Andy, thanks for joining us. How are you today?
I'm great today. It's a beautiful day in Chicago.
Good day to be out and doing sporty stuff. What does your business specialize in?
Well, it's the portion of work that I focus on here at McHugh, and I've been here 26 years. It's really primarily around all things sports, entertainment, and then a lot of the one-off stuff, whether it's building a 1,000-boat slip marina or a 7-story church or practice facilities for the Bulls and Blackhawks. Also, we've been fortunate over the last 14 years, I believe it's most of the work out at Navy Pier.
Well, that's an interesting combination of stuff. I mean, what did you do at Navy Pier?
Well, it was all tied to their kind of their centennial plan, which they started in the planning for it in 2012. The construction really started in 2014, but that involved renovating most of the interior spaces, all of those parks, the new Centennial Wheel up top, as well as the Sable Hotel, which is all the way at the end out there, offshore, the world's largest rooftop bar, which is just spectacular views from out there.
I've been there. I was there when that thing was christened, and that is as great as we are with our river and our lake in Chicago. I don't think we have that many great lakeside commercial properties to eat or drink and view it. Think about that. And I
really feel
awesome.
like and I feel like the thing that most people wouldn't consider, but being out there in the middle of the winter when the ice has got that whole pier locked in, it's just some of the most dramatic views of the city.
Yeah.
And also we just finished a new attraction out there, the new flyover ride.
That is amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a pretty challenging project because it was actually the old IMAX theater that they completely gutted and built this, which was very much kind of very similar to Soaring at the Disney properties, but it's they created a new film that was all Chicago based. So they're flying down the river and flying around high rises and the dyeing of the river green, and it's really makes you proud to be a Chicagoan when you experience.
Yeah, you really marvel at what the city is because it's such a different view, zooming over and around and up and down the streets or just taking in the entirety of the city. And our city is so beautiful, so much so that the film that we have of it here in Chicago is shown in other cities. And
yes.
I would recommend that as a stop if you're looking for something fun to do in Chicago, really memorable. And then are you going to be involved at all in the 1901 project?
Yes, in the initial Phase 1 project, which is a large parking garage, which is at the west side, immediately west of United Center over their existing loading dock, as well as their Performing Arts Center. And then a new garage at the southeast side, which will have a hotel component. But, some of the interesting thing with this is that they have a rooftop. They've really taken a lot of the public spaces into consideration. So there's rooftop parks and rooftop play areas.
Andy, we should say I didn't set this up well enough to say that the 1901 project. I talked about it the other day when the DNC was in town, but this is the effort by the Reinsdorfs and Wirtzes to renovate the United Center surrounding areas into something like a Wrigleyville or Millennium Park or something like that. They want to invest billions of dollars, private dollars, in renovating that area. Keep going. You guys are involved in that.
Yeah, and it's really an exciting project, and that's something in the sports and entertainment industry. That's something that you kind of see as a trend. In that all of these big arenas, ballpark stadiums, they the way people used to get there is different than the way it is now. So before you would have these seas of parking lots, and now you really see where they're developing kind of whole neighborhoods where people will come to work, live, and play. And also you've got you're kind of creating full entertainment districts, and and you mentioned Gallagher Way, but also they just completed one up in Edmonton. The Bucks, the Milwaukee Bucks have that whole the Deer District is what they call it there, but it's a similar thing, and that's something that's kind of a trend happening across the nation.
So let's just wrap this up. Are you guys hiring? How's business? And what trades do you need? How able are you guys to find the people to do all of these ambitious projects?
It's an interesting time in Chicago, and it's a good time not to be a high-rise guy. Right now, the residential high-rise market, primarily I think based on interest rates, is really down in Chicago. If the big indicator for me always when I go to any city is seeing how many tower cranes are up, and I think there's only 2 in Chicago. So right now there's quite a bit of a lull in the Chicago market, which it's actually good for any of these projects that we do have going on, just because the workforce is there and people are really, the subcontracting market is really having to bid very aggressively. You mentioned DNC a little bit, and we just recently finished that up because we were the general contractor for all the work inside the arena. So now the bigger lift is actually putting Humpty back together again before they start making ice. Start making ice in a couple weeks.
The hockey season is around the corner, and I want to continue to follow the 1901 project. I think that's ambitious. I think it's risky, but I like that some of the people who have benefited from the city over the years are putting money back into the city, and if that thing goes, that will be transformative to the west side of Chicago. So good luck to you and them, Andy. It's nice to talk to you today.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Andy Totten is with McHugh Construction, the VP of Sports Entertainment and Special Use. Here's Steve Grzanich.